Dr. Atit Sharma, Senior Joint Replacement Surgeon, KD Hospital, Ahmedabad.
Hello, good morning. I'm Dr. Suhani Patel, Emergency Specialist at KD Hospital. Today we are going to be discussing about certain orthopedic injuries and certain things which are seen in the emergency during these periods of COVID-19, especially which are related to orthopedic department. So we're going to be discussing the same. Initially, I'll start with certain injuries which can be occurring at home. They are cut wounds basically. So how does when we handle certain sharp tools at home, such as knife or some things such as mixtures or grinders, it is really common to have small cut injuries over the hands or over other parts of any of other parts of body during handling. So how do we treat these cut injuries at home before we can reach to the hospital, or we can treat them at home if they are minor injuries? So the first thing which we need to do is, the principle of managing cut wounds and bleeding is to stop the bleeding. So the best thing to stop the bleeding is to provide a compression. The compression will avoid any kind of bleeding or flowing of blood at a continuous rate. The first approach which we will take is, we need to put our hand or whatever the injured part of the body under a water flow for a continuous duration of around 10 minutes, so that any kind of debris or any kind of bacteria is washed out, and after that we can apply a clean cloth over the injured part. Certain things which are to be avoided, especially in this case, is to avoid the use of turmeric. जैसे कि हम देखते हैं कि हल्दी जो होती है, it is commonly used as an antiseptic, and people generally put it over cut wounds. But the problem in this situation is that the turmeric which we are using is not really pure turmeric. It is not the original form of turmeric, right? It is generally contaminated, it is added with a lot of different chemicals or different stuff. So when we are using it on cut wounds, there are more chances of getting infection. The problems which we face as doctors in the emergency is that people have stuffed in so much of turmeric in the deep cuts that it is actually difficult in removing all the turmeric, and there's a lot of pain while removing it and associated infections as well. So that needs to be avoided. The second thing is that avoid putting raw cotton, fresh cotton, over any kind of injured wound, because when cotton comes in contact with fresh blood, it will stick to the fresh blood and it will be really difficult in taking it out. So the best point is the best method to do is apply a fresh cloth, a clean cloth, over the cut injury, so that it does not stick to the wound and there's less chance of any kind of bacterial contamination. Such kind of injuries are even common in children. Generally, they get hurt by sharp objects or sharp edges of any table or corner. So in children also you can apply the same method. Just compress it and reach the immediate medical facility which is available. So the next thing we'll be moving on is towards how to manage certain sprains or how to recognize any kind of dislocations or fractures at home, and what initial treatment can be given to it. Dr. Atit Sharma will lead us further.
Thank you, Suhani. We'll start with sprains. Sprain is basically injury to the ligaments, मचकोड़ जिसको हिंदी में कहते हैं. Usually the sprains occur in the ankle and the foot. The commonest mode is twisting injury whenever you are trying to climb downstairs fast, or a slip injury on wet floor or oil. So there would be pain, there would be swelling, but the movement would be good. It would not be that there is no movement. Plus you will be able to walk putting weight on your leg. पाँव पे वजन रख के अपने चल सकते हैं. तो the treatment for this is, you apply ice first of all. So ice application should be about 4 to 5 times a day for 5 to 8 minutes. Then put a crepe bandage over the leg and keep the foot in elevation. So this is the primary management of sprains. The second part is the fracture. So fracture are of two types. One is the closed fracture and other is the open fracture. The difference between the two is bleeding. In closed fractures, we do not have any bleeding. So the commonest mode of fractures at home is fall on outstretched hand, which causes fracture of the wrist, most common, then fracture of the elbow and the shoulder. The second commonest mode is slipping, which commonly occurs in the bathroom or kitchen, causing fracture of the hip, most common, and also fractures of the knee or ankle. So what are the symptoms? There is pain, which is more severe than that of the sprain. There is swelling, there is deformity of the fractured part, and plus the movement is restricted and painful. So what is our aim of treatment at home? So it is to relieve the pain as well as to avoid further damage to the soft tissues and the bones nearby. The easiest management is to immobilize the fracture with proper support, which we call as splinting. Use a cardboard properly padded with cotton as a splint. In cases of fracture of the wrist and elbow, we can use a splint, just like I said, a cardboard with padded cotton, and use a sling made of a dupatta, which you can support the arm and tie it behind the neck. For fractures of the shoulder, you cannot use a splint, so you have to use just the sling, the jodi, which we call, and tie it behind the neck. For fractures of the ankle and knee, you can use a splint, but do not put weight on the injured leg. If you want to walk, then you have to put weight on the normal leg. Fractures of the hip, you have to take the patient to the bed, make her comfortable, put the leg in proper position, and then support it on both the sides with pillows. There is also facility of portable X-ray now available. You can get an X-ray done and then you can consult your doctor. Importantly, after putting the splint, check the movement of the fingers as well as the toes and see for the pink coloration of the nail bed. This was about closed fractures. Now, in open fractures, there is addition of a cut wound and bleeding. The treatment remains the same, splinting and sling. But as Dr. Suhani mentioned, you have to compress the bleeding part, cover it with a clean handkerchief and tie a bandage and then splint over it. But do not forget to check the movement of the finger toes as well as the pink coloration of the nail bed. The last of the orthopedic injuries is dislocation. Dislocation means the joint moves away from its normal position. Joint ka khisak jana. So this occurs in severe type of falls. Most commonly it is the shoulder which is involved. There are a few orthopedic injuries which require immediate emergency treatment and dislocation is one of them. So after tying a sling with a dupatta, you have to reach to the emergency department of a nearby hospital, get an X-ray done and get the treatment by an orthopedic specialist. So this was about the fractures and the sprains, and now Dr. Suhani will tell us about burns.
Yes, I think the use of sanitizers especially has tremendously increased since the era of COVID-19 pandemic. So basically, whenever you are using a sanitizer, it is alcohol based, right? So it is very critical to remember that alcohol is an inflammable substance, something which catches fire very easily. So whenever you're using an alcohol based sanitizer, make sure that you wash your hands properly, clean it properly before getting near to any source of fire, such as using any gas stove or using hot water or anything. So you must clean your hands properly whenever you are in contact with alcohol. Otherwise, you will have serious issues or injuries which can be caused by burns. So let's discuss what generally what kind of burns we come across. We generally find when there is hot water steam or when there is hot water boiling, children are more prone to get burns when they are playing or when they are in contact with such hot liquids. Burns can occur also because of spillage of hot liquids such as tea, coffee, or anything else. So the first thing which we need to do while contacting burns is to wash the area with cold water, not necessarily cold water, rather tap water under a continuous water stream for nearly 10 minutes, so that the burn does not spread to the deeper deeper layers of the skin tissue. So once you have washed it, what you can do is to wrap it around with a clean cloth make sure you do not compress the burnt area like we used to do in case of cut injuries. In case of burns, you are only supposed to wrap it with a clean cloth so that the deeper layers of tissue receives a little bit of cold and it does not the burns does not reach the deeper level of the tissues. Especially take care not to have children while you are using gas stove or using hot water. And since these days it is recommended that we take NAS, जिसको बोलते हैं, we take steam inhalation. So make sure that you're not too close to the vessel or the vapor is not too strong that it can cause any kind of burns. It is especially important to remember that burns are more serious in case of children, especially because they have higher chances of developing dehydration due to burns. So they need more amount of fluid supplementation, and whenever any child has burns, it is utmost to visit a nearby doctor and a emergency specialist or a plastic surgeon, whomsoever is accessible, so that a proper treatment can be instituted. Generally what we see is in households, a lot of people apply toothpaste over burns or they apply haldi over burns. So both of these things are not recommended at all. If you have very small minor burns, you can apply Burnhol or some other kind of antibiotic ointments which are recommended by the doctor. Small minor burns do not develop blisters. They generally present as reddening of the skin. So it can subside on its own. But in case there is a development of a blister, जिसको फोल्ला बोलते हैं, जो अगर वो फुल्ला develop हो जाता है, it is very important not to burst the blister. Once if you burst the blister on its by your own, there are more chances of developing infection. And infection in burns is a more serious aspect. So it's better to take care of burns and not cause any kind of infection over the burnt area. I think that should end our talk, and we'll briefly discuss about preventive measures. So Dr. Adit Sharma will lead us to that.
So we have discussed presently the common injuries which can occur at home and the primary management of these injuries so that you don't have to immediately rush to the hospital. But it would be better that we discuss how to prevent these injuries in the first place. So you have to keep in mind that keep your bathrooms dry. Do not keep them wet, and also have grab bars in your bathrooms which will avoid slipping or a fall down. If there is a spill in the kitchen of oil and water, then it has to be cleaned up immediately, otherwise you can slip on it. The doormats or the rugs which are used in our house should be non-skid or slip resistant, because if you put your leg and it slips, then there are chances of falling down. The staircase in the house should have a handrail which should be throughout its length. There should be adequate lighting in the house, especially in the room of elderly people. There should be light at night also, because they may have to get up to go to the washroom. So if there is no light, then there are chances of falling down. Any other preventions?
I guess the same precautions can be considered for children as well. When they're playing in the balcony or in some open area, utmost care needs to be taken that there is a proper railing, there is a proper measures which are taken for the care of children so that they don't fall off. Another thing is that for preventing injuries, make sure to switch off the plugs while you are cleaning the mixtures or grinders, or use sharp tools or sharp knives with utmost precautions. I think this should be it. And in case of any kind of emergency which you feel that it is not treatable at home, then you can definitely come at hospital, reach any emergency department at your nearest hospital and seek expert healthcare professional help.
So in summary, there are some injuries which can occur at home. If they occur, do not panic. Use the guidelines which we have given in the talk to primarily manage these injuries, and then you reach the nearby hospital for further treatment. Thank you so much for listening to us.